Hello everybody, I'm back, Serena here. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today's video is going to be an everyday look with our ASVP Arbonne makeup bundle. So I'm so excited for you guys to watch it. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've actually been on here. I did launch my welcome video and then I kind of went ghost on y'all. So I'm really going to try to be consistent here with pulling in more videos for you guys. All of the products that I'm going to be using today are going to be from my Arbonne collection. So I'd love you guys to watch it. So if you'd like to see how I did this look, stay tuned. Thank you. Alright, so first off we're going to start and we're going to use our primer. Almost all of these products are going to be Arbonne related. They're all going to be coming in a bundle that we do. It's our ASVP Bundle. And it comes with 16 makeup products. So that's super awesome. They're all botanically based, banning over 2,000 chemicals, and they are cruelty free, so we do not test on animals, which is so awesome. So we're going to start with our primer, and I'm just going to do about a dime size on my fingers. And if you see me looking off, I have a mirror like right in front of me. Alright, and it's got a very silicone feel, this primer does, so it's really nice. So it just kind of creates like a nice layer for your makeup. Then we're going to go in and we're going to start with our eyebrows, alright? So I'm going to be using the brow pencil, Shape It Up from Arbonne. I'm also just going to kind of put this tinted brow cream on it. I noticed the other day when I put the tinted brow cream on my eyebrows, it kind of created like a nice little like glue for them so that they kind of stayed in place throughout the day. So it's very interesting. It's got a weird applicator, as you can see, but it does a pretty interesting job. So we're going to apply that to our eyebrows, and you just brush them on. And I don't have like the most uniform eyebrows. I make them uniform, so that's why they look a little different. Ooh, no, that was a lot. Again, this is just kind of like a starter coat, because I truthfully believe you can make your eyebrows what you want them to be. So if you don't have like the most uniform eyebrows, shape them up and then go through and use concealer to contour them out so that they fit the way you want them to. So now we're just gonna dry these bad boys off. All right, awesome. And on each side of this, it has a spoolie and it has the applicator in itself. So we're just gonna take that bad boy out. And one thing I did notice, I do love this eyebrow stuff, but it's a little like, takes a little bit of work to put it on. So you kind of have to work with it. It's a very light sort of finish. It's not one if you're trying to do like an overly detailed look. I will say that. And you're just gonna apply that on there. And again, I don't have like the best eyebrows, I can admit. But I noticed putting this cream stuff on them first creates a nice like glue for my eyebrows. So again, right now, they're looking very busted. So we're just gonna take our spoolie. We're just gonna brush them. You can tell how thick they got just from that cream. Like I don't know how I feel about the cream. I kind of like it. It's different, you know, because they don't use the same chemicals as a lot of other products. It goes on a little bit differently as well, which I have noticed. Then we're just gonna take a little flat brush and we are going to use our concealer. This is the Arbonne concealer in the color Light, and we're just going to put that above and under our brows. So I just take a little bit of that, and you're just going to come over and put that on. Again, see, if your eyebrows looked really bad at first, you can mold them into a lot nicer eyebrow. You give them the shape that you want them to have, so that's super awesome as well. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And then just make them as symmetrical as you can. Then if you feel like there were some areas that you feel like you could touch up, just get your brush and get in on those, that's this area that you've kind of already molded out. All right, beautiful. Then we're gonna take our beauty blender and we're just gonna blend around the eyebrows. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you use this brow cream, it's not gonna move. These eyebrows are stuck for the rest of the day, so don't worry about that. All right, so eyebrows are done. Now we're gonna go on to our eyeshadow. So next I'm going to be taking our eye makeup primer, Prime and Proper from Arbonne. And it's just got a regular applicator like concealer, and you're just gonna put a little bit on each eyelid. It's always good to use a primer when you're doing your eyeshadow because you really want it to last a while. And depending on how your eyeshadow is, there might be a lot of fallout, and then you end up losing half your look throughout the day, which is no bueno. But I like this primer. It's not silicone-y, it's kind of like a cream base, but it feels rather nice, not super tacky or anything like that. All right, now we're gonna get into the eyeshadows. So I have my eyeshadow palette, and you get to choose from 2 different palettes. I picked the volume 1 of It's All in the Eyes because this one focuses more on a more of a undertones for people with like lighter eyes, like blues and things like that, and I have blue eyes, so I wanted to pick one that kind of complemented my eye color. If you have brown eyes, you'd probably go for the other palette just because that one would work better with your eye color. So, and we're just gonna do a nice little simple day-to-day look, nothing too crazy. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna put a base color on our eyes, and I'm just gonna start with the color right here, Sand. All right, and we're gonna place that all over the lid. And this is also going to just set that primer you just put on, because you don't want it to be tacky and then the stuff sticks and then you end up not being able to blend your makeup out very well. All right, and I like just kind of bring it out a little bit more as well. All right, beautiful. So we got our base color started. Now we're gonna start working into the crease a little bit. So I'm just going to take this eyeshadow brush. It is a blending eye brush from e.l.f. I have a really, like, this random selection of brushes, to be honest. So I just use what I got. Sometimes I use a blending brush when I crease, you know. Doesn't really matter. No, not really. All right, and so next we're gonna slowly start to darken this look. So I'm gonna take this color right here, Caraway, and we're just gonna start placing that in our crease and just blending it outward. It has a similar color to the sand color, but it's just a hint darker. So I always like to put a little bit in here and slowly blend out. All right, wonderful. And if you feel like it's not shaped well, we will go through later with the blending brush and kind of form that look, so you don't have to worry about that at all. Then next, we're gonna slowly start darkening it even more, and we're gonna go into the color Clove right here, which is a slightly darker, a little bit redishy tone color, which is, I think it's really nice. So we're gonna put that here and blend out. And I like to blend it all the way across to the other part of my eye, just give it some real boldness to it. Beautiful. Now we're just gonna take our little blendy brush here, and we're just gonna blend all that out just to kind of give it some outer shape. And you just wanna do wide swooping motions back and forth. This one, you can tell I'm not is not my strong suit at all. But again, you know, anything you do makeup wise, it's cool because makeup takes practice. It's an art, and you can literally just, you know, do little minor changes to make it better. That's what I meant. It's like right now this one's relatively dark, and there's a little bit of fallout on here, so we'll just take our brush and brush that fallout out. And then I always like to go back with a little bit of a lighter color just to kind of get that outer top. So I'm going to go back in the clove color, and we're just going to apply it to the top. Just kind of add a little pigment, because sometimes you can blend away a lot of that light color when you're doing all your dark colors, and you don't want to do that. So I'm just kind of fixing that up. Alright, so next we're going to go through and we're going to put the dark colors on the bottom of my eye down in here, and then we are going to do our shimmer. So I'm just going to take our crease brush that we have right here. We're going to start with a little bit of a lighter color and kind of blend in darker. So we're going to take our Caraway color, blend it across, and of course it's got some of that really dark color, so you won't really need that much. And then just a hint of the mahogany. Beautiful. So it really gives like a smoky definition to your eyes when you put it on the bottom. And then we're going to go through and we're going to add a hint of shimmer. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my concealer and I'm going to kind of give it some space. So we're going to take the concealer and just kind of free up the corner. It's just a hair. Same thing to the other side, just a little. Because I want that shimmer to really be prominent. So this is just something I personally like to do. Is just kind of put some concealer here. So it has that space. Alright? And then you're just going to pat that out. Beautiful. So then you have that open space so you can kind of do what you want to it. So now we're going to take our little flat tip brush like so, and we're going to go into, so we're going to take this desert color right here. And we're going to put it on and shimmer that bad boy. And it's a light shimmer, it's not super intense. But I always go through after and I put some of my highlighter in the corner of my eye just for extra color. So alright. So we have that shimmer color. And then again we're going to take our blendy brush and just kind of blend everything together. Make it all nice and even so you don't have like a patches of like something here, nothing there. And then we are going to take our highlighter, and this is in our Lunar Highlight Shadow Palette. It's one of the Christmas collections, and it looks kind of like this. It's got all the pretty reds and stuff. And we're going to take our highlighter, which is Celestial, and we're just going to bring it in the inner corner and under. Inner corner and under. And by putting a little bit underneath, you're giving a brightness to the under part of your eye. So that kind of stands out and it makes it look like really bold. So that's kind of why I do that. So now that your eyeshadow is done, if you feel like there's some extra fall that you don't like, just go through and just kind of blend that away. You have your look. If you want it to be even more like symmetrical, take a piece of tape and put the tape across these areas just to kind of give them a more defined line. I don't really feel like I needed that, so I didn't. So next we're going to go on to our foundation. So I'm just using our Perfecting Liquid Foundation with SPF 15 by Arbonne. It is in the color Soft Blush. I kind of just guessed when I got this color, and turns out it ended up being the right color. So your girl got lucky. So we're just gonna do pump or two of that. It's very like it's very like liquidy, as you see, but it goes on so nice. Like it's actually really amazing coverage. And we're just gonna blend that across my face. And as you can see, like I'm kind of breaking out at the moment, and it does a really good job at covering up all my blemishes. But it doesn't feel like you're wearing like thick makeup. It's very light. Feels very light. So really great coverage, and I'm just gonna take a little bit more, and I'm gonna get onto my neck. And just kind of stroke it down. And then on any other little spots I feel like need some help. But it does a really good job at doing the coverage that I want without feeling like it's cakey. Like I don't look like I'm like caked up with makeup, which is super important for me because I don't want to look like crazy. Like I want you to see I have makeup on, but I don't want you to see that I have makeup on. You feel me? Like I know you girls feel me on that. All right. And the thing that like just baffles me so much, it's like I've bought tons of different makeups. Like I have a whole makeup trunk like right behind my camera, and I've literally used so many different eyeshadows and so many different foundations and stuff like that. And like this is the first one that I've actually really liked that's actually really good for you, which is insane to me. So next we're gonna go on and we're gonna put our concealer on. You wanna make sure when you're doing your concealer that you're very careful that you don't mess up the eyes that you do, which is something I tend to do a lot. So you just put it where you need it if you got a blemish or two. And I actually did a darker shade for my concealer than I normally do because I wanted to be able to use it for pimples as well. So like it's light, but it's not like super light. Because I have another one, it's from a beauty bakery that I liked for a while, but I had to mix it with the Maybelline stick because I felt like it was just too thick. And then I couldn't use it for blemishes because of the fact that it was so light and my foundation was darker that it would just leave like light streaks all over my face, which is not good. But again, it's got really great coverage, so I am all for it. I'm just gonna blend that. Again, avoid messing up the makeup that you put on. Alright, same thing to the other side. And I'm Italian, so I get a lot of dark color underneath my eyes, which is something that I cannot stand, but you know, it's in my genes, so I kind of gotta roll with it. There we go. Get it all well blended. Make sure that you are very careful. All right, boom. So next, my favorite part is setting it. So I have here the Setting Pretty translucent powder. I noticed it does have like, looks like glitter in it, but it does not create like a sheen when you're like, when it's on you. Like if you're a picture person and you take a lot of pictures and things like that, it's not gonna make your face like be like a flash on the camera. So that's super great. So I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and pat it in there. It's got, you know, a nice amount. And we're just gonna set that bad boy all across. And you want a good layer so that it really sets in there and it helps the makeup to stay on longer. That's kind of what you do for baking. When you're baking something, you're putting the powder on so that it sets it, so that you don't have to worry about it later. Like what the setting does is it absorbs the extra liquid that would normally grease up your face, and it keeps everything in place. And then we'll just kind of put the rest there. I got my things on each side because then we're gonna go in and use our bronzer. So I don't normally use any contouring like palettes or anything like that. I kind of just gravitate towards a bronzer that kind of gives me a nice glow. But this bronzer is a little bit different. It is from Arbonne, it's Arbonne's bronzer, and very nice dark cocoa color, and it really adds a nice darkening sort of effect. So like we're just gonna take that, we're just gonna put it up in here, and again I just want to look like slightly cocoa. Could use a hair tie right now, and blend up here. Back up here. You want to do like the sides of your foreheads to kind of give it that pull in, and then you want to do underneath your jaw, underneath your other jaw, under here, down your neck. I like to add a little bit on my collarbone too, just to kind of give it a little bit of a whoo. And then here. And this is where that definition and that jawline really come to be. And that's kind of why you put that powder down here, just to kind of keep that shape. And I don't have a contour brush, so I'm just using a fluffy brush that I pinch down. Or I'll even use like my blush brush too. So I just take it, just kind of get in there. A little more. And this one thing I do like about this one is I did have one that I used that was really glittery, and this one is not glittery at all. It's like, it's a pretty matte finish. Alright, and then we're just going to take a smaller brush like so, and we're going to do our nose. So get here, down the nose, and in the front. Beautiful. Well set. So now we're just going to kind of give that a second to do its thing. And once we feel like our powder has set well, we're just going to take our fluffy brush and we're just going to take off all that excess. And then you can kind of blend the powder into other areas of your face. Like I'm just going to blend this powder into like my forehead, set the forehead and stuff. And one thing I did read too, like to get a really great makeup look is to like make sure you keep your face like completely still as long as you can. Like obviously I'm talking to you guys to show you this video, but if you are just by yourself, try to avoid talking. It'll help really keep the makeup in its set place. Alright, so next up we are going to do some blush, and I have this color Blossom from Arbonne, and it's just a cute little like pinky color. And I never really use my blush brush for it, but we're gonna use our blush brush today. And just kind of do a nice swiping motion outward. I notice that when you add blush to your face, it really does give a complimentary tone, because like I know when you put on like foundation and contour and things like that, you're kind of like, you don't really have a lot of color to your face. So this kind of blush kind of gives you more of a natural look, and I feel like it really helps to kind of like, you know, make you look like you're still human. And my leg just fell asleep completely. Like I can't even lift up my leg because how I was sitting was just not a good position for my leg. So I have a dead leg at the moment, and it's like going into my butt. Oh, this is not fun. Alright, so now that we have our blush, now we're going to go on to our highlighter. So I'm going to go back to that palette, the Lunar Highlight Shadow palette that I was using, and this is our highlighter right here. I have a love-hate relationship with this highlighter, I'm going to be honest with you, just because of the fact that I feel like it's a little powdery, and I do have to take my powder brush after and just kind of brush off some of it, because I feel like it creates its own like color to it. But as you can see, it snatches. Like it's that bad boy's nice. Like it's a good highlighter. And then we're just gonna go down the nose, See, it really adds color. And I always add some on the lip. I feel like when you add highlighter on your lips, it kind of gives your lips like definition. And then the other side. Like, look at that. Ew. Like, I'm looking at my monitor, and that highlight, like, snatches. And my leg is, like, tweaking out right now. Ooh, God. So if I start, like, shaking or something, it's because my leg fell asleep, and now it's, like, tingling. Down, lips. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take a fluffy brush. Like, we'll just take my blush brush, for example. Just lightly dip it in so you have barely any product. We're just going to put some on our chin and on our forehead. And a little dip again. Pat off most of it because you don't want to leave a little extra. And that's going to be like your center points, which are where like the shimmer happens the most. So then, just to make sure it's all blended, I do take my fluffy brush and I go over it. Because look, it's still snatched. It's still very nice. And I like a good highlighter, but I don't want it to like, because it's got its own color, so I don't want it to like overpower the rest of my look. So there we go. So now we have finished our highlighter and all of that good stuff. We are gonna go on to our mascara. So I'm gonna just crimp my lashes real quick, and then we will do the mascara. Alright guys, so my lashes are crimped, and now I always crimp them because I feel like mine don't keep a very like arched up like look, so I have to kind of go through with that. And then I just have like my little mirror here, and we're just gonna put on our mascara. And you gotta be careful because I'm like the queen of poking myself in the eye. And when you poke yourself in the eye, like you're stuck for a minute, or like you smear it and you get it on your face. Oh my god, I hate that. I do that every time I make a video. Alright, awesome. So I got my mascara on. It's not like a crazy, intense, drastic look, I'd have to say, this mascara. And originally I was using two different mascaras. I was using a Maybelline one, which I love Maybelline's mascara, and then I was using a L'Oreal. But I stopped the L'Oreal one because they do tests on animals, and I'm not really for that. But this mascara, I definitely feel like I'm going to look into the other one they have, because they have two different ones. Because I normally do like a waterproof one, and I don't think this one's waterproof. And if you know, like waterproof ones definitely carry a little bit more of a different look. I feel like it holds on more, and you can kind of add more layers to it, which is something I really like. So, but not a bad mascara. As you can see, my eyelashes are looking pretty long. I mean, I have them naturally long because I take pretty good care of them. And occasionally I wear falsies, like some mink lashes, but that's just if like I'm going out on like a date or just feel like really dressing up, because your girl's specialty is not lashes. I will tell you that. But work in progress. I will get better. So next, all we're going to do is we're going to put on a little bit of lip liner, and we're going to put some lip gloss on. So I'm just going to take my lip liner from Arbonne. It is in the color Tulip. It's a very light pink sort of color. I'm just going to get my little mirror again, and we're just going to go through. And I will say, lips aren't really my specialty, but I've been slowly like trying to improve on them and make them better. So I've never been one to like overfill my lips, but occasionally I will. And a really good way so that you can kind of fill your lips out and it not look like super phony is put foundation on your lips before you do it. Like when you're blending out your foundation, put some on your lips so that your lips have a neutral tone with your skin, so that when you put them on, your own lip color isn't standing out over it and you can't see the contrast between the two. So that's kind of why like I blended a little bit on my lips when I did it. So just make sure. Oh, nice. And you can also, if you're trying to get like a really plump look, cut it off more in this area so it's not as long outward. But I kind of like it when it goes all the way across. So that's just me. Then I'm going to take my lip gloss in the color Hazel, and we're just going to kind of put that over the top. This is kind of like a brown color. Do it on there. Alright, so lip gloss is on, everything is all set, and that is basically just my look. I would say this is it's a pretty relatively casual look. It's not super dramatic, so you can really wear it wherever you go, and you don't really have to worry about like feeling like you overdid it. But really, who cares? You know, if you want to go out in heels, you want to do your makeup all up, you want to wear lashes every day, that's your prerogative. So don't let anybody hurt your shine, because you know I'll dress up and wear heels just to do like random things. So, because why not? But thank you guys so much for watching this everyday look. I will leave a link to my Arbonne website down below if you'd like to go check out the ASVP bundle or any of the other products we carry, because we do have additional makeup products on top of this bundle. Like we have a highlighting palette with a bronzer and a blush, and we carry a bunch of different other like individual eyeshadow colors and things like that. So it gives you opportunity to kind of see. On top of that, we also carry nutrition, skincare, which I am in love with, and body care and hair care as well. So don't be afraid to go give that a look. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you know, just leave some happy comments, because I love to see that people are into what I'm doing, or if you guys have any recommendations for something you might want to see on one of my later videos. I was originally supposed to get the video up yesterday, but I did it today, so I'm proud of myself. And there will be more to come, so don't you worry. Maybe I'll take you through how I do my curling hair, or I'll do a little bit more intense face look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you. Bye.